Hello friends, welcome back. Today we are going to go to MATALAN to see what is new. I usually am like all in for the homeware in MATALAN, but in the past couple of years when I've been in, I've actually seen some clothing stuff that I've really liked as well. Never used to look at the clothes at all, so we're going to do that. I'm going to see if the changing room is open, because this is going to be the first time I've been in a changing room, I think, in about 2 years. There is the world's most annoying beeping going off, so this may not bode well for talking through this. We're going to do a voiceover because there were just like a myriad of different beeping, siren-y alerts while I was in store that day. Also, I am going to clean this lens in a second because it's a little bit hazy. This set, I'm not into the pattern for me. That pink pattern is not cool. But I really like the kind of crepe, and the little bikini top I thought was cute. And obviously everything tie-dye all the time. Terry cloth is something I never even consider. This would be amazing, even if only to be worn to and from the hot tub. It's kind of like a towel. It's literally a towel that you can wear, isn't it? Pretty much. One kind of beeping stopped and another one started. Ooh, really like this. Love stars anyway. Is this just, oh it is. I was going to say is this pajamas, but I think it is just a t-shirt. I really like that. I am all over this like shirred top situation. Anything, and again, I realise this is because I am not particularly well endowed up top, but anything where you don't have to wear a bra, because that kind of will like hold everything in place. Perfect. Love the colours of this. That's one of the things I'm going to try on towards the end of the video. Love the colours, but the shape was a little bit off. I think this whole section actually was linen, wasn't it? Which, yeah, that makes sense. Linen. And linen is a difficult fabric to wear. This leopard print dress I really liked as well, but again, we'll get to that. Loads of graphic tees. I love that one. There's a couple of things that I saw while I was there, and this one too. Enjoy the now, it says. There were a couple of things I saw that while I was there, and I'm like, I feel like I want to go back for those things. They remind me of the graphic tees that M&S were doing for a time. They were really popular on Instagram. Not particularly expensive either. Sweatshirt, t-shirt caught my eye. I've never worn a sweatshirt, t-shirt in my life, but it feels like very on brand for me. More tie-dye. And purple. Purple was always my favourite colour, and it's one of those things that as an adult, I'm like, I don't really wear purple very often. Is that actually because I like the colour, but I don't like it on me? I'm more of kind of like a peachy, corally person now. But I did enjoy that they had a large array of sweatshirts still, because we're still in that weird in-between weather. Really like the rainbow effect on this. They're like colourful stripes, but this section otherwise not really my kind of thing. Also, I feel like there was a time in my life when I would have worn this little jumper with the pink and the leopard, but again, not for me right now. This stuff is definitely for me. What is this called? It's like, is it batik? It's not quite tie-dye. Is it tie-dye? I don't know, but that was really appealing, and all the sportswear was, I think, 30% off. A lot of stuff in store was 30% off, apart from the things that I ended up wanting to buy, but we'll get to that at the end. But I think that the crop tops were only £10 full price anyway. Looked around the shoes a little bit. They are very sensible for the most part. Very kind of like flat sandals. Again, very M&S, I would say. I'm not massively into those kind of chunky flat sandals. More this kind of thing, like the softer ones I prefer. But I have a feeling, as with so many things, I'll probably find that I like the chunky flat sandals once they're not in fashion anymore. This whole row, I feel like I had shoes like this when I was a teenager. I know that I had a pair of shoes that my auntie bought for my birthday, and it was really special, and she sent me them in the post, even though we'd bought them in a shop together. It was exciting. It was a different time when people sent posts to each other. This was a dress that I wanted to try on, but they didn't have my size. I was quite upset about that. In fact, the remainder of this section was a bit meh for me. A little bit flouncy and floral. But we're about to get to the dress section that, if you've seen anything about MATALAN recently, you've probably seen the majority of these patterns. Because I feel like they've brought out a bunch of summer dresses, and I've seen them all over Instagram. This one particularly I was excited to try on. There were loads of the kind of like Bridgerton style. I say Bridgerton style, but it's very 90s, that kind of empire with the ruched bust situation, and a ton of really bright prints if you're into that kind of thing. That bright pink is not, I wasn't keen on that particular shape, but there are a few from this section that I did pick up to try on. I did pick that one up, and then I decided against it. because it was very similar to another one that I was trying on. This one I pulled out from the back just to show you because the print is insane. I love it. This one they didn't have in my size, and do you know what? It looks really, really orange when I'm looking at it in editing. In person, it was much more coral. This print as well. I love them. They're such like 70s prints. This is the dress from the beginning that I told you I was going to try on and looks like a stick of rock. So horrible in terms of shape. This one I preferred. I really like the shape of this one. I actually quite like the pattern. I think it's too blue for me. I'm also wearing them over the top of jeans. Bear that in mind. That's why they look so bulky. But I really did like that one. This is definitely more my pattern. This is more my kind of colour palette. And I like that it's leopard, but it's still got the like pattern over the top of it, which makes it a little bit different. I like the little, what do we call that? Halter neck. And unfortunately, the colourful leopard one that I was really excited to try on just didn't work for me. I think I'd need to size up. But then my boobs wouldn't be big enough to fill it. It was kind of like tight in a weird area of my chest. Not on my bust, but like above my boobs. Weird. Let's get into the homeware section, which is the majority of the reason that I came in. Again, massive sales. Loads of stuff was discounted. Like huge amounts. That planter was £5.50. I actually was going to buy a larger version of this. But again, we'll get to that. We'll get to that at the end. But they had loads and loads of garden stuff in the sale that is really unusual for this time of year. Must all be like last season stuff. But these planters, stuff like this, is usually really expensive. Are usually really expensive. These planters is really expensive. Obviously cushions. Cushions, they tend to have their cushions in some kind of sale throughout the year. But the garden stuff, it's worth having a look online because they've still got stuff that must be from last year, because all the new in garden stuff, nothing was in sale. So this must just be like get rid of whatever was available still in stock. But then they also had a ton of bedding and cushions and like homeware stuff, also 20% off. There was new stuff as well. Didn't realise that they did those dried bunches of, not flowers, but those like sprays of things. They were quite nice. Loved this vase. This vase will haunt me. Absolutely haunt me. I specifically went back to it about 4 times, like, probably don't need it. Let's not buy it. Loads and loads of black and white garden stuff as well, and black and beige, because I think that's been quite a trend. And every single possible colour of cushion that you can imagine. These kind of cushions, I've had these before. I've got a couple of different ones in the house. They hold their shape really, really well. They're really, really overstuffed. And I think they're £10, so £8 at the moment. Then they had loads of these shelving units in the sale. Now, this section was confusing because it does look like it's an entire clearance section, but it's possible it wasn't. I'm going to be going online later today to just check some stuff, because I did see some things that ended up not being in sale, but I kind of think that they probably will be if I look online. Lots of bedding. I found some bedding I loved, but they didn't have the right size for our bed. Annoying. Some really nice prints for an absolute steal. This was £3. This is definitely like a lockdown specific print, but I still like it. I would probably put it in the bar. Really like the seersucker stuff as well. They've got a lot of new seersucker. God, that's a terrible thing to say. It's not a terrible thing to say, but it's a difficult thing to say. Seersucker. They have a lot of that. Loads of different patterns of it, like diamond patterns, check patterns, stripy ones. All kinds of stuff, but it's really quite expensive. The bedding from MATALAN is not particularly cheap. Oh my God, I love this. Tiny little swing for birds. If you know me but at all, you will know I put a garden swing, like an actual porch swing underneath our pergola this year. I basically had a pergola built to have this swing. And the idea of now attaching a tiny little bird one to it is pretty adorable. And obviously outside lights, because I am obsessed with all things glowy in the garden. Really liked this. Oh, this is really cute. Like a ladder planter. But I really liked the like green and white and beige and kind of rattan theme for the garden. I liked those colours. Well, I had 3 things in my hand when I came to the till. And I believed them all to be 30% off. Turned out only one of them was. For sure, at least one of them was like in the actual full-on clearance section. There were loads of them. So I think that was just like mislabeled or whatever. The other thing, it was in a section where it was like some stuff was, some stuff wasn't. So maybe I misunderstood. I think like that colour maybe wasn't. Either way, I didn't want the 2 items that were not in the sale because I wouldn't pay full price for them. Anyway, Took them off, that's not a problem. But I was doing it as a self-service thing. I'd already called someone over. They were pretty busy, but I'd already called someone over to deal with removing these things that I didn't want anymore. And then I got to the end of this self-service thing and there was just no option to actually pay. It was like you could only pay if you had a voucher. Don't understand what that was all about. I waited a solid 5 minutes for someone to come and help me, and then I abandoned everything and just left. So not a fantastic MATALAN experience. I do want to be super clear. I was not stressy with anyone, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you think something's in the sale, it's not in the sale. The woman that served me was perfectly polite, but after 5 minutes I wasn't really prepared to wait any longer to pay for one planter. So unfortunately that was a swing and a miss. I didn't end up buying any of the clothes. Some of the stuff was okay, but none of it was like, I love this. It was the kind of thing that if I already had it in my wardrobe, maybe I'd wear it, maybe I wouldn't. But bit of a disappointing trip. Hopefully if you've been to MATALAN recently, you have had more success. Apologies that it had to be a voiceover, but there was just constantly a noise throughout the entire time I was in the store. I'm going to go back probably in the next couple of weeks because they seem to be putting out a lot of new stuff, and I do just love the homeware. I also missed an entire aisle that I didn't realize I'd missed until I was going to pay. So I think I'm going to go back soon. Let me know if you enjoyed this video and I will do another. Otherwise I will just go for myself. I think I'm going to pop into TK Maxx now because I think I can probably get the things that I saw in TK Maxx, and I'm really in the mood to find something kind of scenty. I want some more oils to burn, and hopefully I'll be able to find them there. So if there's a lot of stuff in there, I may do a shop with me there as well. So keep your eyes peeled. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.